What would you do if your plane turned into a battlefield mid-air? On April 7, 1994, FedEx Flight 705, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, took off from Memphis bound for San Jose, carrying Captain David Sanders, First Officer Jim Tucker, and Flight Engineer Andy Peterson, three seasoned crew members with years of experience and steady nerves, completely unaware that their routine cargo flight would soon become a fight for survival at 35,000 feet. Auburn Calloway, a flight engineer who had devoted years to the airline but was facing imminent termination, had meticulously planned a horrifying act. He smuggled hammers and a spear gun aboard, intending to hijack the plane, incapacitate the crew, and crash the DC-10, making the disaster appear accidental so that his family would collect life insurance. It was a plan born of desperation, cold calculation, and a disregard for human life, and it would unfold with terrifying swiftness. Minutes after takeoff, as the engines hummed steadily and the Memphis skyline receded beneath them, Calloway struck. The cockpit erupted into chaos. Hammers swung with brutal force, striking Sanders, Tucker, and Peterson. Blood spilled, pain and shock spread, and alarms blared relentlessly as the plane pitched violently, threatening to spiral out of control. The trio, trained professionals though they were suddenly thrown into an unimaginable scenario. Survival depended not just on skill, but on instinct, courage, and split-second decision-making. Each strike from Calloway brought them closer to death, and each moment stretched longer than any they had ever known. The calm, routine environment of a cargo flight had been replaced by a nightmare in mid-air. Amid the chaos, Jim Tucker, a former Navy pilot, became the crew's pivot of hope. He refused to give in to fear. Using the plane itself as a tool, he began executing extreme aerial maneuvers, barrel rolls, nosedives, steep banks, all designed to destabilize Calloway and create openings for Sanders and Peterson. Instruments spun wildly, the cabin shook. The roar of the engines, the screams, and the alarms created a deafening symphony of terror. The three crew members, despite serious injuries, began a desperate counterattack. Hand-to-hand combat erupted in the cockpit and galley, with improvised weapons, fists, and sheer willpower clashing in a life-or-death struggle. Every second required improvisation, every movement could be fatal. Yet in this maelstrom, they refused to yield. As the battle raged, the narrative of human courage unfolded. Sanders, though injured, used his experience and authority to coordinate with Tucker and Peterson. Peterson, resourceful and determined, became the linchpin in restraining Calloway. Each strike, each maneuver, each decision was made under unimaginable pressure. Spinning instruments, alarms screaming, and the plane threatening to enter unrecoverable turbulence. Sweat, blood, and adrenaline mingled in the cockpit as time stretched into a seemingly endless ordeal. Their focus, their courage, their training fused into a lifeline that grew ever more fragile, yet ever more vital. Finally, through grit, ingenuity, and unyielding determination, the crew managed to restrain Calloway. They wrestled control of the DC-10 back from the brink of disaster, navigating through turbulence, exhaustion, and the lingering effects of their injuries. The plane, bloodied but intact, began its descent back toward Memphis. Every adjustment of the controls was critical. Every moment carried the weight of life and death. As the landing gear lowered and the runway approached, relief was tempered with disbelief. Against all odds, they were about to survive. The plane touched down safely, tires intact, no catastrophe. The ordeal was more than survival. It was a triumph of human resilience, courage, and determination. In the aftermath, the Flight 705 crew became icons of heroism, symbols of calm under pressure, and proof that true courage is forged in chaos.
Their story is not just about a violent incident in the sky. It is about the human capacity to confront unimaginable danger, to adapt, to improvise, and to persevere. Heroism does not wait for ideal circumstances. It emerges in the moments when instinct, training, and sheer willpower collide, when ordinary people are forced to rise to extraordinary challenges. Today, Sanders, Tucker, and Peterson are remembered not only for surviving, but for exemplifying what it means to act with courage and presence of mind in the face of overwhelming odds. FedEx Flight 705 stands as a testament to human endurance, a vivid reminder that in the most extreme moments, when survival is uncertain and chaos reigns, the combination of quick thinking, bravery, and relentless determination can turn a potential tragedy into a story of extraordinary heroism, a story that continues to inspire pilots, crew members, and anyone facing seemingly insurmountable challenges.